Okay, so now we are clear with the basics. Now let's understand Postman tool. So before we go into Postman tool, first we will understand what is the purpose of Postman tool, right? So first of all, you need to understand what is the use of Postman tool. So we already know what is the purpose of Postman tool. It is used to do manual testing of APIs. So as you already know, what is API? Application, application programming interface. Okay, and you are going to test the APIs, and those APIs will be in the form of either JSON format or XML format. Okay, and also what you are going to do is this tool, Postman tool, will be used by developers or testers. Anyone can use. If at all it is used by the developers, the developer will design and develop the APIs. That is what they do. As a testing team, you are going to make use of the APIs which is developed by the developers, and then you can test the APIs. And there is also another provision in this tool, so you can do the documentation of APIs, and also you can have test cases also for the APIs. So all these things are possible using our Postman tool. So for now, we will focus mainly on how are you going to test the APIs. So there are four major HTTP methods which we are going to test. Those are get method, put method, and then post method, and then delete method. Okay, and there is one more method, that is patch. Okay, which is similar to your put method. Okay, what is this and how are we going to test all of these using Postman tool, we will discuss now. Okay, so before to do this, what we need to have Postman tool. So how are we going to get the tool? So Postman tool, you can use either desktop version or web version. So let me start with the desktop version. How are you going to do that? Go to Google and then download Postman, and then go to the official website. Okay, once you click here, then it will take you to the screen, and see, this is the layout how the Postman tool will look like. So here you see Windows 64-bit. So I am using Windows machine. That's the reason I wanted to download the Windows 64-bit. So if at all you are using Mac, so you need to go to Google again, download Postman for Mac, and there you can see, let me go back. See, there is an option for you to go to the corresponding OS, operating system, whatever the operating system you are going to use, and you can download it. So for now, we are going to download the Windows 64-bit. See here, it is getting downloaded here. So once the download is done, then I will install this exe file. So what is exe file? Executable file. So let me, once the download is completed, I'll go to that folder and I'll install that exe file. It will be very quick. It won't take too much time for the installation. And the installation is also very easy. You just need to perform the default operations on that. Just click on next, then automatically you will be able to see that. See, it is done, and I will go to this, and then I see that Postman is here. Okay, let me make it visible. Medium icons. Okay, my Postman is here. So this is the exe. Double click on it, and then automatically you will be able to install the Postman. Okay, once you install, if the installation is successful, then you will see it is installing Postman, and then you will see the icon on the desktop. There will be an icon, Postman icon, which will be disclosed on the desktop like this. Okay, so now you have to create your account to make use of this, right? So you just click on this, and there is an option for you to create an account. And also, if at all you don't want to create the account, also you can make use of these provisions, okay? But we would recommend you to see there is an option create continue without an account. But generally what we'll do is we'll create an account and then we will make use of this, so that it would be easy for you to track your work whatever you have done. So let me create a free account. Once you click on this, then it will ask you to work email. So I'm just writing pawanarkane@gmail.com, and I have written this, and then I'm creating my own password. Okay, so you can check the password whether it is weak or fair or strong. So you can write whatever. Generally, we would recommend you to make it a strong password. If not, fair is also fine. And then click on create account. And if at all the username is already taken, you have to change the username. Let's say uh, IT, and then let's try again. Okay, so I think I have already used this email ID. I'm changing my email ID, and then click on create. So if you are doing first time, you will not encounter these issues, and simply you can see now I am able to log in. So if you wanted to save it, and then click on OK. Okay, so now you are able to log into your Postman tool. Let me go back to the desktop screen, and then we'll log in there. So click on this. So your username, whatever the username, and then your role. So I'm just giving it as, you can see there are so many roles available. So you say that you are a quality engineer, and then click on continue. So this is the one-time setup. See, once it is done, you will be able to see this screen. I hope you understand how you are going to install your desktop client. Let me close this and open again. So go to file and then exit. See, I'm closing all the other windows and my Postman is here. So just double click on it. Then automatically you will be logged into your Postman tool. So this is the first step you are going to do when you install your Postman. Very, very important. And you can also log into your Postman using web using the same account. So how we are going to do that, we will see now. So hope you understand how to download your Postman and how to configure it. So after that, I will explain you what are all the major features which we use as part of our Postman. Now let us understand how we are going to create our login using your web version. So generally what happens is, if at all you have a account for desktop version, the same version, the same credentials can be used for your uh, web version also. That means one credentials, like whatever the user ID and password you have created, the same can be used for your desktop as well as your web also. That means whatever the activities you are doing in your desktop application, the same things will be reflected when you log into your web application. So what is that, how it is going to help us, we will discuss in the next video.